Lower Decks, Season 5 has concluded, the series is gone, and I am legitimately sad. Hi, thank you for tuning into the Tom Batelson Show. Yeah, Lower Decks is done. Season 5 of Lower Decks is the final season of Lower Decks, and I really couldn't be sadder about it. I love this little show. It is a fun, amazing take on Star Trek. It is for Trekkies, and I've said it hundreds of times on this show. It makes fun of Star Trek while still being true to Star Trek and being perfect Star Trek. Spoilers for this one. I'm going to tell you everything that happens to all the characters because they're allowed to end the show. Rather than have it be canceled, you never know what happens to anybody. They chose the 5th season to be their final, and they wrapped it up with a big finale, which was great. And all of our characters get what they want. Boimler finds new confidence and gets his dream job to be on the bridge, where he is co-number ones with Beckett Mariner. Beckett Mariner is learning to enjoy Starfleet and her relationship with her mother, and is still a loose cannon, but she'll use that to her advantage, and has found also new confidence to want to be a better officer. Tendi is dealing with her past pirate self and being mistress of the Winter Constellation, and now she is co-science besties with T'Lyn on the bridge as science officers, and T'Lyn goes through the traditional Star Trek Vulcan arc, which is you exchanged emotions for logic, but friendship is a thing. Friendship is a thing, and every Vulcan has to deal with that. It's like, has nothing to do with logic, having a friend. And it's like, okay, now what? But every Vulcan goes through that. Rutherford explores his job and his humanity by deciding to ditch his implant. And when he does so, he realizes he's probably got some feelings for Tendi, which we've been hoping for all along, and that's a fun moment at the end. Captain Freeman gets takes a vacation, I guess, to Starbase 80 and is going to run that with her Admiral husband. They can spend more time together, which guards/welcoming committee area to the portal leading to a multi-dimension, which I think happens at the end of Star Trek Picard Season 2. That there's a doorway, there's a portal that needs to be guarded, but then it's never mentioned again in Season 3, which is great because Star Trek Picard Season 3 is the greatest season of Picard ever, and that's such a great one, such a great season. Shax, after his death scene in Season 1, has resolved to fight his inner demons and realize that he is, in fact, a killing machine, and he's okay with that. That's basically what happens to Shax. And he continues his relationship with Tiana, the Cation doctor, who is, of course, the reason for 20 to 25 too many cat jokes. But whatever. Captain Ransom. Jack Ransom becomes captain of the Cerritos now with his crew of lower deckers, and he has the most ridiculous catchphrase, which is engage the core, which goes after his physical training and it's the perfect thing for him to say, but I love at the end how they say, like, don't pick that. Don't pick engage the core. That's a terrible idea. Don't say that. I love that. So all the lower deckers are officers, and all the lower deckers have reached bridge status or close to it. Oh, I'm going to miss it so much. Lower Decks introduced us to the California-class ship, which I now use on my Captain's Log adventures. The intro changed every year to add more ships who fight the Borg in the opening scene. You can find articles on that online to see how many ships are added each year. I love that. And again, it's so hard. You know what it is? Watching it. Okay, the characters on the show, Boimler and Beckett and Tendi and Rutherford, everybody, are Trekkies. They love the universe they're in. Boimler especially loves everything about being in the Star Trek universe. He loves his position and everything else, which is why watching the show is like sitting down with other Trekkies. to talk about stuff, and that's exactly what they do on the show. It's like, which ship has the best bridge sound? Oh, I like the Enterprise D. No, not me, I like the Enterprise D. And they go back and forth on the show. When they visit Deep Space Nine, it's just reference after reference of things we love about Star Trek to make fun of it and love it all at once. But why? Why did it get canceled? I'm sure you're wondering that. I've wondered that. There's a line from Aaron Sorkin, who delivered, he's the creator of The West Wing, and he delivers the line in The West Wing. Can't remember who says the line. I think Josh says it. He says there are only two things that cause change: money and politics. Politics in this case being if the show touched on something in our society that has now changed and we can't talk about anymore. But that's not the case. It's money. If more people watch this show, then more advertisers want to advertise on that show, and then the network will keep running it. But there's not enough people watching it, is what I assume. And then advertisers don't want to put their commercials on the time slot. It's all about money. When people say, well, it takes a long time to draw these things, it certainly does. Animation is expensive, except The Simpsons has been on for over 20 years. So the answer to the question of why Lower Decks is gone has to be money. That's a shame, because I loved it. I love it. I love Lower Decks. It's great. I'm going to watch it over and over again, and every time I feel sad, I can always put on Lower Decks to make me happy. It's a shame to see it go. They wrapped it up nice, as they say. As I say, they put a nice bow on it. Put a bow on it. Put a button on it. Oh, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it so much. I gotta make room on the shelf. I got some Christmas stuff I got. This is from 1978. This is a Star Trek comic. I hope I don't get the, I hope there's no glare on that. I'll have to check that later. The Star Trek comic, which I got from 1978, which I got from my in-laws, which is fantastic. Oh my goodness. This is so enjoyable. They said they found this at a comic book store just hanging out. Delightful, delightful. That's gonna go on the shelf. And then my buddy Chris always gets me stuff. He got me the Haji and the Johnny Quest over there. He got me the Evel Knievel cycle, which I have and play with. He found this. This is Hooper from Jaws. Look at that. It's the Hooper from Jaws with the shark cage outfit on, which has exchangeable faces. I don't know. I mean, but my love for Jaws is extreme, and everybody knows that who watches this show. But this is definitely, I got to find a place for this. I'm moving in another month, and so everything's going to change. It's all going to look a little bit different. I'll have a new studio, which we'll be shooting from. I won't let you know when that'll happen. You'll just see it when it happens. But yeah, lots of stuff for the shelf, lots of new toys, lots of new artifacts, lots of new things, lots of change coming up. I'm also going to be on television, by the way, coming up soon. I've got 2 episodes of TV, which I shot separately, 2 different television shows. I'll let you know when those are coming out so you can see me on TV. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a wonderful year. Coming to the end of the year, the Nesseltob Awards will be the next video I shoot, where I give you the best of this channel. What's my favorite movie I reviewed? What's my favorite TV series I reviewed? What's my favorite game? Who's the best actor, the best actress, etc. So tune in for the Nesseltobs. Oh man, I'm really happy you stayed on. It's been 2 years of this show. It's been 2 years that I started this show, and it makes me happy. It makes me happy to talk to camera, to know I can talk to you who's watching this, and we can share in our nerddom of the things we love. I really do. It makes me happy. So, until I see you next time, as always, peace, love, live long and prosper, and I mean it. Happy New Year.